So I come in, you know, I'm out of shape. I'm eating steaks and shit. I'm eating pasta.
Yeah.
I'm going crazy.
But how does that even happen, though, Frank?
No, because that's come with the balling lifestyle. At the end of the day, you eat good, you feel good.
You know what he does, you know, like...
You said, how does that happen?
You eat at the best restaurants.
It happens with success.
That happens with success. Breathe food.
I'm sorry, I'm not in the 2 comma lifestyle, so I don't know about that, okay?
You try to call my boy bourgeois?
No, he knows what I'm about to say.
No, we've had some disagreements.
Oh, that's what she major in disagreement. That's what she do. Like, she like to stir the pot.
Yeah.
But she don't bother me, like, has never bothered me. Like, I'm fine with it.
Whatever.
I know who you are. I know what you're trying to accomplish in this conversation.
See?
I won't let you do it.
See?
All right? Once I know where you're headed to, I turn off.
Once you know where you're headed to, you turn it off, huh?
Because guess what? Ain't no such thing as winning certain battles. Not if you're trying to win the war.
That's true.
I'm trying to win the whole war. So I give you that battle at Gettysburg. But we waiting on y'all in Richmond.
Whatever. One thing I know about Morris, and what I actually admire about you, is that you get up at 4 a.m., you get up pretty early consistently.
Military.
Yes, and you take care of your routine, which is working out, pretending you're working out. You know, going to the gym, you know, and all that other stuff. But you're consistent with that, and I think that's a part of how you manage your life personally and professionally. But one of the things, Fred, that I felt like I've told Morris is
he programmed.
It's not that he's programmed. Everyone says, "Oh, Morris is so even-keeled, you know, and he's smooth and all these other things," which is part of your personality.
What happened when you iced coffee? If your nickname is iced coffee, like, what the fuck you supposed to do? Like, I don't know what the fuck.
I heard
Ricky. Okay, but part of why I think that is because you have major help. Help in the sense that you have been married how long?
A long time, but what did
he earned it? He earned it.
Okay, but
the only reason you ain't married because you ain't want to be married. 26 years.
So when you say help with what?
Your wife
with life.
Helps your stability in your life in terms of how you're able to manage the day, the
Do
things that
not let her
come up
shoot you
in
down
life.
for that, Morris, because guess what?
I'm not shooting him
she
down.
had many people want to date her. She turned them all down. She found a reason not to date them.
I believe that.
How am I dating?
I'm too busy
in this conversation where I'm talking.
Please. You got one person that let love in and one person that don't.
My point is, my point is back to Morris, is that, no, seriously, I feel like your wife helps you set the day for you. And you have that comfort. Let me just put it out there and you can refute it.
Okay.
But then also, you know, you came from a background where your parents were married for a long. How long were your parents married?
I mean, until my father passed.
Right, how long?
Like 40, 50 years.
So you come from that. And I think that's a part of the DNA of your personality. And so when you and I talk, and you are mentoring me as a friend or, you know, colleague and all this other stuff, part of that wisdom, part of your mode of thinking comes from the stability you grew up in and the stability maintained in your house right now. Even in my own life, I have to do everything
You choose
for myself.
to. You choose to.
Okay, I'm not saying that I don't.
Your mother is great.
Okay.
Like, we met your mother. She help you do anything you want
And
to
I'm
in
not
work.
saying that
Josina is so alpha female.
That
at the end of your day, you want to be the reason why Josina shines. You won't even want that help.
Listen, with everything.
What was your major, Fred?
Psychology. So I break people apart and chop them down.
You're right,
And it's a little narcissism in there on top of that. Want to do it alone.
No, I don't want to do it alone. That's not true.
Yeah, you do.
No. I do seek balance. I think everyone goes after balance in their day to day, right? Now, certain things that have happened are situational, what have you. It's not necessarily because it's a preference. Certain things are situational relative to the curve of my career. I'm just talking about with you. I feel like you don't lean into that in terms of recognizing the benefit of that.
Way to throw it back out for her.
Huh?
Way to
Of
throw
what
it out
though?
for her.
I'm not sure what you're
I'm
saying.
just saying.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm just saying the stability that you came from, the stability that you have, helps you to manage the unpredictable things that come in life, day to day, or just, throughout, everything that's happened, to you even thus far.
Honestly, I think it has to do, and I'm not saying this doesn't help, I think it has to do more with perspective, how I view the world, how I view certain aspects of my day. I think that's what it has to do with primarily.
And where does that come from?
I don't know.
A lot of that come from him. Now, you gotta give him some credit to living his life. Can't just be all his parents.
My parents have instilled, certain things within me, but, it's just my perspective. My perspective.
Well, when you and I disagree,
Right.
you can become, I see just a little side, the pepper side of you, just a smidge.
What people don't understand with me is that, so there's never one thing that just sets me off. It'd be a series of things.
Layer cake.
It'd be layer, exactly.
Yeah.
So you may think we may already be at 5, but you think we're at 1, but we're at 5.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Oh, so you keep score like women keep score.
No, I don't keep score. I let things go, but it gets to a certain point and say, okay, now I have to say, well, I can't let this go. I've let these 4 things go, and I'm not keeping score. I'm just letting things go. But at some point, you have to stop.
So all I'm saying is you can become unnerved too.
Everybody can.
Right.
I'm human.
But so
I
your
bleed.
ability to, stay in third gear or downshift or, kind of stay even until you get to the point where you have to say something. What I'm saying is that comes from the things that I was talking about.
I don't know though.
I think it comes more from his marriage.
I don't know. We can ask.
I think it comes more from his marriage
There
because
you
as
go.
a man,
There you go.
we learn how to bend in a marriage more than we learn how to bend at any point in life. We don't have to bend to our parents because they molding us. But to that mate, for the first time, you ain't got full control. You ain't got only control. And we got 3 different situations here. We got the man who's been married
forever.
for almost
The
30
divorcee.
years.
Yeah.
The divorcee, the guy that at least gave it a shot, and the person that never had.
Right, that's true.
The person
but I
that
have
never
a doggy
had.
mama, a proud doggy mama.
No, see, that's what I'm
But
talking
she's
about.
had opportunities, but like you say, she has neglected those
No,
opportunities.
she's trying to protect herself, and she uses certain things to protect herself. Simply this: if she actually getting into the guy she's dating, she'll use her career. She'll start to work harder. All right? If it's going too good, she'll find something to break the back of it. So that's self-preservation.
Or maybe nobody's just met the mark because all y'all.
Because nobody's perfect.
No, I mean it's not about perfection.
Yes, it
but
is.
You know what it really is, especially recently, is y'all have an inability
Don't do the y'all thing.
to know how to
Because I used to be good
apologize.
till my wife ruined me.
But what happened?
I used
She
to be
ruined
good
you.
too. My ex-wife ruined me.
Okay, so
All I'm saying is this:
Right.
to live it. Because if I get married again, I know this: whoever I marry, we've already been married before. I will only marry a divorcee. I will not marry somebody that's never been there, done that before. I don't need that white picket fence coming in here. Everything need to be perfect, because that ain't what a marriage is. A marriage is problem solving. So you find the person you can problem solve with, and you spend the rest of your life with them.
That's true, but most women aren't. No, I don't want to say most. I don't know. I take that
Don't
back.
generalize
I'm
like
gonna
she did.
generalize. But I mean, women sometimes seem to be more emotional. They don't want problems solved. They
but
like,
you want to talk too. You want your point across.
No, we wanna
And-
fix
and
it.
matter of fact, you repeat your point several times. A lot of times.
I
too.
know she did.
I mean,
well, no. Only I'm a very logical person. When there's a means to an end, I don't just want to be right just for the sake of being right. But if we are in a process of completing a task, then I would like for my partner, who I'm going through this task with, to understand
Where
my
you at?
perspective on this
Yeah.
task, so we can complete it.
So, but do you remember when I first met you, or early on when we were talking, one of the things that you said was, I'm rarely wrong. You just said I'm rarely wrong.
So no, that's not true at all.
You said I'm
He is a
rarely
scholar.
wrong.
What I say all the time, and many people will tell you this, I've been wrong before, and I've been wrong 100 times before, and I'll be wrong 100 times from now.
But you also said it's rare.
No.
Oh my gosh, yes you have.
That's not true.
First of all, he's used to failure. He's an Eagles fan. He's
Whoa.
only been right one time out of 70 years. Let's be honest. This guy he knows failure. He knows pain. All right.
And what do you know as a Redskins fan? fan?
Hey, Commanders, first of all.
I'm sorry, Commanders, that's right. What do you know as a Commanders fan?
2 more Super Bowls than y'all.
What's that?
2 more Super Bowls than y'all.
Oh, so we're not the barometer. You compare yourself to us?
The NFC East, the division with the most Super Bowl championships out of all of them, that's the barometer. And right now, the Cowgirls is at number 1.
Right.
And y'all is at where y'all belong. Last.
Who's the most recent?
Recency
You're only good as your last. You're only good as your last Super Bowl.
But you wouldn't do what you.
You're only good as your last Super Bowl.
All I'm saying is this.
I'm gonna talk like
Fred.
You're only good as your last Super Bowl.
And you only did it with your backup quarterback too.
But you wouldn't do what your teenagers say do, would you?
What's that?
Because it make it new don't make it better.
Okay, all right, but you're only good as your last Super Bowl.
Well,
most recent.
I'm fine with that.
Are you?
Our quarterback took y'all to that Super Bowl, and Nick stole it from him.
He took us to the Super Bowl.
Carson Wentz was going to win.
Do you understand?
Carson Wentz was about to win the MVP that year.
Really?
Y'all threw hate.
Wait, he was about to win or he won?
About to win
I was
the
about to
MVP.
win the lottery until I didn't get the right numbers. It don't matter what you was about to do. What she was about to do don't matter.
I told you, I knew this was going to happen. The pair of lips will tell a lie. And I knew it was going to happen. You knew Carson Wentz was going to win that thing. And then not only did y'all win the Super Bowl with him on the team as he limped in the parade, y'all built a statue of Nick Foles outside of the facility.
Nick Foles won the game. Nick Foles took us to the playoffs.
5 games Nick Foles played.
It was the best 4. It was the best 3 games of his life.
And listen, you was talking about Carson Wentz because one of the things that you said was that you felt like he was going to re-earn his respect this year.
I do feel that way.
Yes,
and I continue to feel that way.
Yes, with everything that y'all are mentioning that he's gone through.
Commander Wentz.
Go ahead.
And Commander Wentz we trust. All right.
Commander Wentz is Commander as in a commander as a commander?
The Commander in Chief. Like
so it's the Commander in Chief. I'm a little confused because y'all got the name the Commanders, which I don't know where that came from.
I'm just saying.
But I'm a little confused by that.
Yeah, you should be Philadelphia. You know how they go.
But the thing that I think is interesting with Carson, especially after having to go through the ghost of your backup winning the Super Bowl, and then going to another team and basically the owner almost pushing you out the door because he was disappointed with yourself. But what I do respect about this opportunity that he has, and I think is a theme even with the person that we're going to talk to in the upcoming minutes here on this episode, is having to rebuild yourself. You see what I'm saying? After things that have happened to you.
You fall down.
Yes, you
fall down. You get back up. I've been there. I done fell down.
We've all been there.
I remember going through it on the draft day. Best day of my life. Predicted top 15 pick, top 10 pick. I have to wait to 36. As I sit there and watch every name pick before me, I'm like, he ain't better. But it ain't about who better. It's about who didn't put themselves in harm's way. And that's something I did. That's a lesson I had to learn. But the best thing happened for me in this situation, I went to Washington. All right, not Philly. I got to go to Washington. I got to be
I'm sorry to hear that, but go ahead.
Oh, you sorry to hear that?
Yeah.
But we got Rick James with his feet on our couch up in here. See, that's what I'm saying right there. But seriously, I think people don't understand the pain players go through because unlike most professions, y'all watch us as teenagers. Y'all watch us go through our highs, our lows. If we get into trouble, it's reported. Everybody sees it. And living in that glass box, it ain't easy. Ain't nothing about it easy because not only do the mistakes you make when you're young, you have grown folks 40, 50 years old. I'd never do that. You're 50 years old. You shouldn't do it.
Right,
but if I give you $1 million at the age 20 and tell you, here go the world.
1,000,000%.
You're going to step in some mud.
And that is one of the problems that I've had with most kind of like shows and reporters in the past to where there'll be, 35, 40, 50-year-old men commenting on the mistakes that teenagers make. Teenagers with money. Teenagers who have always been privileged their entire life and who've had great opportunity, but you can't put yourselves in their shoes until you walk in their shoes. And when we talk about adversity, I mean, I've had a lot of adversity. People just don't.
We can't tell,
No, people just don't realize. I mean, people think, listen, I can say probably for every part that I got in a movie or TV show, I mean, there's hundreds of auditions I never got.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you deal with that?
But nothing seems to feel like it bothers you. Like, I don't think I've talked to you now one day that I've known you where anything feels like it ever
Yeah, I'm the same way.
It's about
You can't-
managing.
you- yeah, I'm
it's
saying you
about,
can't.
it's about
Yeah.
managing. You know, you have to do. I manage it.
Because you know when
You're emotional. You're
Wear it
an
on the
open
sleeve.
wound. You're an open nerve.
Well, I mean, we can get into that, but just even tying back to what you were saying with Carson, I think is just the theme of handling doubt. You know what I'm saying? Doubt.
Being weathered, I want somebody weathered. I want somebody to weather the storm. Think about this. If you tell me, Fred, Smoot, you need to go to a drug counselor. I'm sorry. I want my drug counselor actually to been hooked on drugs before. You know why? Because he could tell me about this dark road that I'm trying to get out of. But the person that ain't never been around that dark road, they can't educate me on nothing. They can't make me feel their pain. They can't make me understand.
And it's also, too, about the things that we lean on, you know, to help us come out of that, or just some of the things that we're used to leaning on, you know, to help us come out of that in our lives. And what you have to kind of learn not to turn back to relative to how we used to either handle stress or adversity or, you know,
It's
challenges in the past.
Who are the people you trying to make proud? Because if I'm trying to make my family and the people at home proud, I don't care about what everybody else think about it. And that's what people, they focus on trying to make everybody else in this world happy besides themselves, number one, and their family. Because who gonna have your back when you get in that trouble? Everybody got your back when you're standing high. But when you fall, the only people calling you is your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother. We here.
And you talked about your adversity. You talked about your adversity, but everybody knows that I left ESPN and all the things that have happened, you know, with me in terms of losing the job, losing the house, losing money, what have you. When you talk about finding out about, you know, who is around you for what, who will stand by you when things are up, when things look a certain way in terms of your life or not your life, you know, I totally, you know, understand what it is that you're talking about, you know, when it comes to that. But also, too, I feel like things not are just about, you know, personal sacrifices, but also what you learn to do different or how you manage people differently around you relative to now you can't have certain stress level be higher or, you know, or I guess, I don't know, more frenetic.
But you can't let it stop you from living. It only puts you in high definition, all right? But to keep on going is actually to live not worried about them because they weren't important no way.
Well,
Like,
I know for me now, I focus on my real good friends. Like, I mean, and I'm not necessarily just talking about associates, people you talk to that, you know, don't really check on you. The people that I focus on are the people who I know check on me, and I'm not fitting to getting into, you know, arguments. Like, even though I know you probably disagree.
I finna say I like that fitna. That fitna that just came out your mouth made me proud.
But even with my parents, even with my friends, like, I'm not trying to, like, the minute I really feel like it's going there, I feel like I do better in terms of downshifting and or just not having the conversation at all. Because, I mean, especially, and I'll go into more, you know, some of the things with my health later on. But, you know, when you do go through that, it really makes you evaluate even from a physical standpoint what you're absorbing and what you're not absorbing.
Two ways to go.
But you say check on you as opposed to just checking on you? I mean, let's talk about that.
Was that supposed to be fun?
No, I'm asking
I mean,
you.
what's the question?
You're saying that people who check on you, sometimes you don't feel that's authentic until they check on you.
I mean, because okay, I understand what you're saying. So what I'm saying is that you know, you can have a girlfriend call you or a guy friend call you, and maybe they're calling you, you know, because one, you pass through their mind, or they're bored or what have you, and it's just kind of like I'm passing the time. But then there are people who, you know, that keep up with your life on the daily, know the kind of the ebbs and flows of what's going on. Like, I have friends that know that today was happening, you know, even with this show or what have you, and that are going to be checking with me in terms of how things went afterwards or certain things.
So you're saying people that check on you without the drama needing to be there? Because I know what you mean with that, because I've been in situations similar, DUI. Now I got people I ain't talked to in a while call me, but they calling me to check on me. But you ain't checking on me.
What she meant was people who check on you just because it's convenient for them.
Yeah.
And she said the people who check on you, they want to make sure that you're good. However, I think sometimes the people who just check on you, sometimes they cannot take on the emotional burden of checking on you because they're going through
their own stuff. All right.
So
can't be selfish.
So they can't be selfish. So sometimes, I would not discount someone who's just checking on you because they're checking on you. You don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah, and sometimes it is indicative of the fact that they're going through a lot, and sometimes it's indicative of just being really self-absorbed and not not able to care too much about other people other than themselves, or just in general, just the whole mentality of being very tribal. I only care about me, my family. I only care about what's going on with me. I'll check on you when, first of all, I only check on you when everything else is good with my world first. Then I can't check on you. But your friends, your real friends, can be going through the midst of what they're going through, good and bad, and still find time to deal with you.
Not necessarily.
I can say not necessarily, because your real friends, you cannot judge them by if they there or not.
Exactly.
The only reason they there is you gave them an opportunity to be there.
Yeah.
Who can hurt you?
Disagree.
Only a friend. Mm-hmm. You can walk past a stranger in the street, he cannot hurt you. He can say something to you, the worst stuff in the world to you. No emotional attachment. Cannot hurt me. The only people I'm vulnerable to is friends, so therefore they the only people that can hurt me. Friends in relationships. Anybody else in family, can't nobody else hurt you because you're not emotionally attached.
Right.
Well, I just go ahead. Mm-hmm.
No, so I'm saying, so you don't know if someone who's just checking on you, you don't know what they're going through.
Well, it's not just that. I don't want to oversimplify, like, how I kind of
You made
qualify.
a point, check on you, check on you.
I mean, but that was just one thing. I don't want to kind of simplify it by saying that's how I, look at somebody as far as how I feel like, they're really into my life or not. I think there's other things in that. But I also, and this goes for personally, professionally, platonically, and friendships as well. I think, you have to have the ability to be able to say when you're right, say when you're wrong, listen to other people.
Right.
Was that? Oh, I thought you were being.
No. They're just being. That's being grown.
I don't think you've taken your own advice there, but I mean.
I'm gonna say like.
I mean, I hear you. I hear you.
Who's reporting the news?
She read the book. She read a book. She expounded what she read in the book before she came here.
She wrote over here.
A great listener, and if I do have the ability to say when I'm wrong. And
when was the last time you were wrong?
When you and
early
I,
80s.
No, when you had to be early 80s. But when you and I even have the conversation relative to just doing what we're doing now, even with this show, I feel like I feel like you can have your points, I can have my points, and then at times where even during the midst of the conversation, we can realize and even underline our mutual admiration for each other, kind of mutually check ourselves.
Now let me break this down, reporter. Scoot back. You're not the reporter in this conversation. I am. Morris. In your last conversations on the phone with her.
Yes.
Could you tell me how the conversation actually went? Because I've been in many conversations with her.
Go ahead.
And I understand how the conversation starts out with her asking a question, and then it gets into her not only dictating the conversation, but starting to repeat herself. Could you tell us how?
That's exactly what happens to me,
So
Fred.
this is 2 against 1?
No, that's what it is.
Because I noticed how none of you have highlighted what you feel like are really strong qualities. Either.
No, you have tremendous qualities. I haven't heard any negative qualities. What did he say about what we say negative?
No, we just speaking the truth, and the truth hurts.
But you said that a person should have to admit when they're right and when they're wrong.
Yeah.
When's the last time you've ever, seriously, just, you don't have to say it, just when was the last time you admitted you were wrong?
Even in our recent conversation when I landed in LA, there was plenty of times where that happened.
Where you admitted you were wrong?
I mean, where I was able to talk and listen to your points and you listened to
No, he didn't ask you that. He said, when the last time you admitted you was wrong?
I mean, I can't specifically think of, because I don't...
That's a shame.
You said 1980, right?
It had to be the early 80s.
No, because what it is that, look, I got a lot of things crunched in my brain right now because a lot of things been going on.
The average person been wrong 5 days ago.
So I can't pull the specific cartridge as far as what the apology was for. What I do remember in our conversation is that we were both able to mutually downshift, and listen to the other, right?
We were both able to be mature and not take things to a level to where we're just talking at each other. We were talking to each other.
And that's my point.
You was wrong that day.
Yeah, I definitely was wrong that day.
I'm saying
I think she was wrong that day. She was also wrong that day.
But I do find, even in my most recent relationships or what have you, I do feel like y'all struggle with the word "I'm sorry." You do.
Me. That's the number one sentence for men.
Wow.
I am sorry because we mess up all the time. We say I'm sorry more than any human on this earth.
Oh gosh.
To our spouses.
The females behind the camera, y'all can feel free to
No, I promise you. We say that sentence so much that women become numb to it.
But are you doing Are you doing it because
we're very sincere?
No.
So here we go.
Is it authentic, or are you doing it to shut us up?
So here we go. That's what she's saying. It's like the check on you or the check on you. Are you doing it just to do it? Because it doesn't. For her, it doesn't mean anything.
I'm doing it
unless you do it. But see, that's what I'm saying. But if somebody says it, when's the last time? Okay. But here's the thing, though. But here's the thing, though.
Hold on. Can I get this cosign? Do you guys not do that?
We say we sorry because we generally feel that way. Men don't say they sorry and don't feel that way.
You gotta be honest. That's
just like, hey, I hate to give you an oxymoron. Here go oxymoron.
But stick
if a man loves you, he'll lie to you.
Okay.
He'll lie to you.
Okay.
Yeah, because we gotta make that lie up. We gotta go through with that lie, and we gotta remember that lie 10 years from now. So we put that much work in, we love you. The women that we don't lie to, put no energy in, we don't really care.
I can honestly say, I don't think, even in your relationship, if we're talking about relationships, it's probably been a long time, and I don't know this, since you told a man you were sorry.
Oh, that is so untrue.
When was the last time?
That one kidding you, meaning not a cousin, uncle, or brother.
Yeah.
With the person I was dating before.
When?
When we got
month, year.
No. I'm talking about
in that relationship, who said they were sorry more, him or you?
Him.
Well, I think I felt like he had the inability to say that I'm sorry, and that was very detrimental. You know what I'm saying?
So you said it more?
Well, I mean, I felt like I had the ability to do it when it was time to do it. Yeah.
Why was he so defensive about it, saying I'm sorry? Maybe because he didn't need to say he was sorry. Maybe he didn't mess up that time.
No, because I think there was a strong element of narcissism and the inability to be able to think that he was wrong. No, I'm talking about like...
Who did you date, Kanye? How did he make you say he was a narcissist? Like, come on.
I'm telling you, I
see why y'all didn't work.
No, I'm actually being because the reason why I feel like it was good is because he's very affectionate and can express that verbally, which I think is very important to women.
Yeah, it is.
But at the same time, when things are not right, you have to have the ability to say and self-evaluate. And if you don't have the ability to self-evaluate, you're not going to be able to relieve a stress point.
Do y'all know men got feelings too?
Of course.
Do y'all know men got feelings too?
It's not about not being able to recognize.
But but when we show y'all we got feelings, y'all say be a man.
This is not a
Preach.
Listen, this is not a self-recognition point. This is a point about self-evaluation, being able to point the thumb at oneself, not only in recognizing it, but being able to offer that to the person verbally and alleviate the stress.
You're saying that's you?
You just talked for 3 minutes and said nothing. We're not even in court. This is not a lawyer. You were not protecting yourself. You just talked for 3 minutes and said absolutely nothing. The thing was, that man had feelings that you weren't really to...
That's so wrong.
No,
literally not it.
Listen, I can hear it in this. You held him to a standard that you didn't hold yourself to.
I feel like the side of me that people know as a professional, as a journalist, or how I am in front of the camera, what have you, is very different in a personal relationship, because you can be alpha, you can be independent, all those things, and you can be, I'm not, and the word is not submissive, but what I'm saying is that you can be, domestic, you can be willing to have an exchange, and all these other things that pertain to, a relationship surviving. So.
Thank you, Miss Matlock.
Anyways.
So listen. So you're saying the professional side of you is a stark contrast to the personal side of you. I wouldn't say stark
contrast, but it is. I think there's a lot of aspects of me that people don't probably.
Which one have you protected more? The professional or the personal?
Definitely the personal.
I know it. And that's why you the only one ain't been married up here.
But no, because I'm not pressed. Look, if I want...
when people don't get something, they ain't pressed.
But
everybody want to make for life. Everybody want to.
Here's like the thing for me. I feel like there are women who have to have a ring, to have a certain identity about themselves. Listen, as you know, I don't have plenty of opportunities to be married.
I want you to turn them all down.
$1 million baby, all that other stuff.
To the
but
point where I'm not hooking you up with anyone.
I'm not trying to be married just to be married.
Nobody's doing that at our age point right now.
It's going to be what it needs to be.
But it had to be reciprocated. Like, you cannot ask for something that you don't give.
And you're assuming that that's the case, and it's just not the case. I'm telling you. Now, but he would never say that. But if you had like a bird's eye camera on our relationship, I think your perspective would be different.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yep, me
I just don't. Just from the listen,
two dudes that know you.
We can everyone is a product of their past. I mean, you can't just have a past and not be affected by it. But all I'm just saying is that I personally believe, yes, I am a product of my upbringing
and your environment.
And my environment and the people around me. However, it's why you can have, I have 2 kids, completely different perspectives of life. They grew up in the same environment, so you can't just attribute that to whatever.
I'm not saying it's universal. All I'm saying it is a part of, I feel like, what your personality is. And also, I think even as we all, kind of go through
violated the code.
As we all go over the arc of our lives, right? I think it's also about, what do we learn that we have to, sacrifice, in order to, make change within, whether that's as an individual, whether that's within a relationship, whether that's professionally, what is it that we,
I can say this is a lesson that I learned from my father at a very young age. Man, me and my friend were out, messing around, and I came home late. And I always had my excuse down. And I said, so I was out with my boy, and I came home. My father, hey, you're supposed to be home by such and such time. I know, I'm sorry. I was out with Ray. You can call him. He said, listen, he says, you come in the house, it's your responsibility. I'm not going to call Ray. I'm not going to call your other friend, Frank. I'm not going to call anybody. It's on you. From that point on, I always knew that whatever I did was on me. So I'm responsible for whatever I do. And that lesson that my father taught me that day has always stuck with me.
And what do you feel like you've had to sacrifice in order to make yourself better?
Who, me?
Fred don't sacrifice, he indulges. He indulges. I saw Fred in DC. Fred and I was partying last week.
Yeah. I indulge. Oh, yeah, we were. Hey, we closer than you think.
Just finding out about
that. Kind of like a party pooper. But come on.
Okay.
Hey, I said something while we were talking, I was thinking about Morris' situation. All products are our environment. All products are environment. I'm born in Mississippi. That's the environment. It comes with its challenges on its own. Mama had me at 15 years old. That come with its challenges on its own. We're basically growing up together. The years, I born in 1979, got to see the 80s in Mississippi. All right, it shows you some warm and some cold parts of life. But I knew this. I knew where I didn't want to spend the rest of my life at. So I started to run. And as I started to run and kept on running, I ended up running to Washington, D.C., getting drafted. So I think it's motivations for certain people. Like, for every person that comes out the perfect situation, you got 10 more that come out the not-so-perfect situation. And I say this, people actually give more props from what they call, I guess, new money, first-generation money, people that wasn't handed certain things, so they had to really do what they had to do to get where they at. I think that story is a lot more compelling, because that story starts with a lot more pain.
It's funny, too, because I feel like when I watch people in life, and this is, and I try not to look at it, but I do feel like there are just some people who just constantly have it easier, And I feel like I have athlete examples of that who I feel like represent that. And then I feel like for myself, it is always on the rough side of the mountain. Everything gotta be like, and I try not to take that energy with me, but it's hard not to feel that way. One, because of certain things that you've gone through in life, and I think it does color your lens, right? But then, when you, and I'm not saying, and even as I mentioned some of these athletes' names, right? I'm not saying that they haven't gone through any adversity, right? But I just feel like it seems like in their day-to-day lives, it just feels more like it's fluffy. You know what I'm saying?
It ain't. It's not.
It's not. See, that's a situation where I think that
whether it's a Steph Curry, whether it's a Tom Brady, and I know he's gone through things in his family, what have you, but there's certain people, it just,
and they seem like they're more touched. Steph went to the small school. Nobody likes Steph coming out.
It seems like they're more touched, but I think, again, when you look at life, in general, and people who look at other people and say, wow, it seems like that person has had it easier than you. So I know that there are probably thousands of, maybe even millions of females around the country who would love to be in front of a television show right now.
Yeah, saying you got it easy.
Saying you got it easy. They're looking at you saying, well, how come she can be there? I'm over here, I'm
more talkative. I'm more everything.
And I'm not there.
You're right. People can look at me and say, oh, I would love to be in that spot. Or it looks perfect. Or she got Christian lubes on. It must be this or it must be that. And wouldn't even know the half of what it is. But then I also do feel like there's people who you do have more than the half of what it is, and they go through so.
Do you know it's harder for the second generation of somebody that's been great to make it than the first?
Very much so.
Once you clear the path, like
very much so.
It's a reason why Michael Jordan's son didn't even try, did not even try, and then you got Dale Curry's son. Not only tried, but surpassed his dad. Like, that's the difference.
But that's what I'm talking about with Steph. Even though he went through the adversity at Davidson, he had the perfect model in Del Curry.
And guess what? Every son, I just gave you, I told you that every son don't do it.
You came from, right?
No, it's not Michael Jordan's kid. No. So listen. Some kids want the challenge and some don't. I had to have this talk with my boys. Like my older boy right now, just coming into his own. He goes through the emotional ups and downs, where my younger son doesn't. He don't care enough to care. This one does, because he like, every time he go out there, somebody bring his dad up. They play me extra hard because of my dad, because they dad that said their son and told their son, I want you to dominate Michael Jordan's son today. I want you to dominate Steph. That's a harder pressure to be the second. And then not only be the second, to outdo Pops. That takes a lot of fortitude.
And I'm not saying that there aren't, mental challenges. I'm not saying that there aren't, certain, obstacles that, people have. I'm just saying, by and large, I would say some people's day is way easier than others.
Okay, a couple things. And talking about adversity. So I think, in life, we all know that there are people more fortunate, there are people less fortunate.
Yes.
Right? So, but when you even looking at someone like you said, Steph Curry. You don't think he wanted to go to a major D1? You don't think he wanted to go to Duke?
Oh, yeah.
No, North Carolina?
He live in North Carolina.
Adversity.
First of all, if your daddy just was a pro,
money in your bank account and having to rebuild yourself, or being homeless, or coming through the foster
different
system,
flavor, same Kool-Aid,
or coming through the projects, or
different flavor, same Kool-Aid.
Versus Davidson.
You don't know what he had to do.
I'm not saying. Well, excuse me. Let me correct myself. It's not that it's not adversity. It doesn't have the same profundity as the things that I am talking about.
I don't think you can. I don't think you can measure it.
I don't think you can measure it.
I don't think you can measure it.
Because what's important to me in my adversity,
it ain't important to you. It ain't the same. It ain't the same.
It's not the same.
At any point in this conversation, any of y'all agree with me? Y'all just agree with each other?
Well, I think you're being very bland on a delicate situation.
Come to my side.
I think you're being bland on a delicate.
Come to my side.
All right, think about this.
Okay.
If we did the percentages on athletes' children, on who makes it and who doesn't, it ain't that many Patrick Surtain Juniors out there.
Exactly.
Well, speaking of, overcoming things and becoming a great star and becoming a great person. What up? It's my boy, Frank Clark.
What up, Frank?
Hey, listen, the last time I talked to you, you had your hair all wild out, the afro style.
Oh, he done cleaned up
about
now.
The sunglasses that you had at the Super Bowl, because you always trying to flex your fashion with me, but you in the second tier.
I had to clean it up a little bit.
Oh, you clean it up? Yes, I see you got the pearly whites, the teeth is glistening.
Nice setup over there. I see the setup.
You love it?
Yeah, I'm liking the setup.
Oh, you feeling our vibe.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like the shot going over there, man.
But listen, speaking of vibes, one of the things that I love about what you said is that you feel like you have a whole new lease on life and your perspective has changed in terms of what you're trying to do with yourself right now relative to where you are. So
because people go through stuff. It's natural. It's a natural process in life. Especially coming from where people in our from our background come from. Everybody's not perfect. Everybody's don't have that perfect life when they go home, or everybody just don't got stuff to deal with. I deal with stuff every time I go home. I got 3 kids. And a daughter. My first kid was my baby girl. And, I'm dealing with stuff every time I go home. I got a first grader, so every day is a challenge for me. Whether it's helping my baby girl with homework, explaining to her the differences between, friends and people you should call friends compared to people you should stay away from. So, every day is a challenge, and, I'm just learning and growing every day. So, that's what I would call it.
Hey, Frank, happy to hear you say that because I've been the one on the panel telling them about all the ups and downs, not just the ups and downs that I went through, but what I learned from them and how it shaped me to become the man that I am today. You showed me a man that ain't never been through a problem, and I'll show you a boy.
Yeah, for real, it gives you a different perspective, because you start off in the NFL, you start off in life in general. And everything hits you so fast. They give you all this money. They take you out of college. You go from being a boy, basically, essentially, from being a boy, a teenager, to basically becoming, a full-time man. Everything, you got family, they bring you all their problems. Everybody got everybody got rent due all of a sudden.
Right.
Everybody can't, they missing, they got doctor bills. Everybody got a dog that's sick now. So, it's a lot of stuff. And, for 4, 5, 6 years in a row, I'm constantly putting everything on the back burner to deal with this stuff. I'm constantly, I got other things that I got to face on my personal life and my personal challenges that I'm constantly dealing with. So, you go through life and you're dealing with so much stuff, you don't slow it down and take that time to, think about yourself. And, it had to get to a point where, I had to think about myself eventually,
I saw that you was making some recent sacrifices, telling people that you are stopping drinking liquor, you want to give up the red meat. First of all, how much was that going on before, and why did you choose to make the sacrifice now?
I mean, I wouldn't say it was like it was going on to a crazy extent. I never really been too big on drinking, but at the end of the day, the off season comes. And it's time to chill out.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. Hey, brother, I've been there.
You know what I'm saying?
We know you've been there, Frank.
I'm saying, once you get to going 100 miles per hour, it's hard to stop a train from moving, man. The momentum, I know what he's saying.
I'm a grown man. I like to have fun, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's like, I'm trying to drink. We in the club. We're at my people's house. Family having graduations. It's a natural thing. You trying to partake. You trying to quote unquote enjoy yourself. Let loose, let down, be free. And sometimes, you get carried away. Sometimes it can affect. It can affect you with the law. It can affect you with your health. It
your
can
family.
affect you in different aspects of life. Family. You can lose people close to you. So it affects everybody different. And in my journey, I felt like it was affecting me personally, just with personal growth, just with a lot of my relationships. I felt like that the people who I felt I needed to be closest to, I felt like my relationships was getting more in jeopardy. Not really because I was drinking, but just because of the decision making behind it. Probably wasn't in the best place where I could have been. So that was really my thing, and it's just me wanting to just be man, I'm looking at my kids. I'm like, damn, I'm gonna have my third kid, my second baby boy. I'm like, man, I gotta be the best example I can be for these kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, they already gotta grow up reading about dad on the news eventually. You know what I mean? They go little articles. They gonna see enough about dad. You know what I mean? My main thing was, just being a better example. Wanting to be that better example for my kids and wanting to just be there, man, life, have better health. You know what I mean?
Right. So, Frank, do you feel like the sacrifice on, or just even the reduction with the alcohol, is more about improving your personal relationships, or is it more about, trying to improve yourself physically coming off of last season? Because I know what type of sack monster, you used to be in, especially from the days going back to Seattle, but last year is not where I know you wanted to be in terms of the 4.5. So is it about trying to, because I heard you're coaching people saying you're in the best shape of your life. So is it physical or is it personal?
It's both. It's personal for me because I hold myself to a high standard, and in football, and since I've been in the league, one thing about me, I don't really speak on success. I'm not one of those guys who blow my head up or talk about extra shit. Nobody cares about that, But I've never been shy about saying, what I need to do to get better, what I need to do to, be a better player, be a better teammate to my teammates, be a better father. You know what I'm saying? So, it's just things that I need to do. I felt like last year, I sold myself short, and being able to, just finish my job. I felt like I showed up to camp out of shape. I felt like I wasn't in the best place mentally because I let a lot of things that I was going through in my personal life hold me back in my professional life. So, you know, I didn't have things in order, you know, like I wanted to have.
Yep.
And that was the main thing, you know, and when you don't got things in order, it's gonna affect multiple aspects of life. And so in this case, I feel like, you know, the most important at the time being my professional life, I feel like it was affected immediately.
Yeah,
Because,
gonna
you
breed
know,
chaos.
I'm bringing the chaos of the summer. I'm bringing two gun cases and fighting cases from the summer and all of this different stuff I'm going through. Then you got natural stresses at home, you know, you're gonna deal with your family and stuff at being in our position. So, you know, it was just had a lot of weight on my shoulders, man. So
I seen that you know, the announcement came out that, you know, that's pled down and what have you. So with the way that occurred, is your viewpoint with regards to just even having guns or owning guns, is that different? Like, especially because I read that you have to, you know, do the community service. Like, has your mindset changed with that? Or
I mean, the feeling behind having guns in the manner in which I had them changed. You got to understand, I was legally possessing guns. So at the end of the day, you know, whether right or wrong or indifferent, you know, every state is different. Every state has their laws, their own individual laws. You know, I just so happen to be I'm from Los Angeles, California. I grew up in South Central LA. You know what I mean? So I understand the dynamics and what's going on in my community, what's going on around. You know, it's guys who, you know, I pray for guys' families all the time. Guys lose their lives. Guys get, you know, it's a big time R&B artist just lost his life in the city. You know what I mean?
Roscoe.
And because it's just gun violence in Los Angeles is at an all-time high right now, and the robberies and stuff for celebrities and guys with money is at an all-time high right now. So, you know, guys got to protect themselves. And in my case, you know, I'm thinking I'm protecting myself. I'm staying alert, but, you know, I'm doing something that's going against what the law has in order. So at the end of the day, you know, you have to abide by the law. You have to acknowledge what's going on with the law. And, you know, I was totally out of line for that. And you got to, you know, and I'm a stand-up guy, like I said. So at the end of the day, it's a way to do things. You know, it's a way you can do things. You got to go get the right certifications. You got to go, you know, go to classes, go to things like that. And, you know, you go holler at them sheriffs. They let you know.
They'll let you know.
You can get that. You can get your paperwork. You can have your thing. You know, do what you got to do with your stuff. You know what I mean? And it's good. But until then, you know, I got to stay out the way.
Yeah. Let's get to some fun stuff. So now you guys went out there and put it on them Cardinals this past weekend.
Man, you know, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, it's still early. So it's hard to say, you know, which you don't want to jump too far ahead. I've seen success at the highest level you can see success in this league. So, you know, and the one thing I know is early. It's guys who haven't even hit their peak or what they're going to do in this league. You know, it's we got a young team, a newer team than we've had. I believe we only have 11 or 12 guys on our team left from when we won the Super Bowl a few years ago. So it's like, this is a newer team. You got to understand, 12 out of 52, 53. That's a lot of new guys. So, you know, it's just, you know, falling in love with the process all again, you know, and just bringing everybody together, you know, the guys who have been here, trusting in our defensive coordinator system, Coach Spags, Coach Andy Reid, what he put forward for us, you know, and just going about it. You know, the Cardinals, they're a good team. They're going to be a good team. Kyler Murray over there, he's going to lead those boys, you know, do it right. They had a lot of injuries. JJ was out. D-Hop was out. We all know D-Hop is one of the best receivers in the league. When you're missing your best offensive weapon and your best defensive player, you're going to struggle, you know, as a team. So
No, wait, so you said you just cut out red meat, right?
Yes.
How long has that been?
It's going on almost like 8 to 9 months now.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So how has that affected you getting ready for the season, keeping weight on?
Because he needs help keeping up his two-pack.
How is it? First tell me, why the decision and how has it affected you?
Well, really, I made the decision because, you know, I just felt like last year I came in, I was about 265, 260. And I hadn't been 265 since like my second year in the league. Mm-hmm. So it was like, to go 5 years basically from my second year in the league, I'm going 265 to then after that I had dropped. I'm like, damn, I got to drop. You know, I got to get to this. You know, I got to get to that grown man weight. You know what I mean? 250-ish. It's like that. I found my mode around 250, 245, 250 was like my mode. Mm-hmm. And then I got away from that last year totally. So I come in, you know, I'm out of shape. I'm eating steaks and shit. I'm eating pasta. I'm going crazy.
But how does that even happen, though, Frank?
No, because that's come with the balling lifestyle. At the end of the day, you eat good, you feel good. You know,
what he does, you know, like.
You said, how does that happen?
You eating at the the best
It
restaurants.
happens with success.
Success breeds food.
I'm sorry, I'm not in the 2 comma lifestyle, so I don't know about that. Okay.
It happens when you chill too much. You
fine dining. Yeah.
You chill, you kick it too much, you drink too much. Shit, you get in that lax mindset. You know what I mean? Time doesn't become an obstacle to you.
Yeah.
And we all know time is the #1 aspect of life that we got to pay attention to. And it's like, you got to think I took time out of it. I'm going through all this shit I'm going through. I'm facing all this. It's like, I'm like, man, my head, I'm clouded. You know, I'm drinking to run away from problems. We going out to eat, we kicking. I'm not conscious of what's really going on. Yeah, I'm training, but I'm not putting it all together. And I feel like this past off season, I just put it together more. You know, I'm like, right after the season, the first thing I told myself is like, yo, I'm like, all right. It wasn't even after the season. It was during the season last year. As we're going on, and I'm, you know, I come into camp and I tore my hamstring. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm like, yo, I can't win.
You can't get right. It go downhill.
I hadn't tore a hamstring since track in high school.
Yeah.
Like, a hamstring?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm 265, I'm not even that fast right now. How did I hamstring, you know?
Yeah.
So, but it just told me, it was like God talking to me, like, it was that last little one for me. It was like from him, like, yo, I can slow you down. You know what I mean? It's like you gotta.
He knows artful ways.
Appreciate it all. Everything I've gave, you gotta appreciate it, Frank. You know, you gotta appreciate it. Sit your ass down.
Yeah.
Go back in the lab. Lock yourself in that gym and get back to it. And that's basically what it was this offseason.
So really what you're saying was it was all about sometimes when you are a rock star, you can't get caught up in that rock star lifestyle. And when you get caught up in that rock star lifestyle, you stop doing the things that made you a rock star in the first place. Like they always say with success, you can't live in it and celebrate it at the same time. You got to wait to the end of the line to celebrate it. But when you're living it, you got to live it.
100%. Like everything you're saying is 100% right. Like some guys don't understand, like, you know, true success. Like some guys haven't really been to that point. Like I've had to really work from, like I really came from the bottom, got to the part, like grinded, became a starter, maintained it, like held it, built, like won the Super Bowl, Pro Bowl. Like I've got to a point where I understand. I've been around guys who were successful before I was even thinking about success with LOB and Richard Sherman.
Yeah.
LOB.
I had a group of guys groom me to what this was before I had even hit it.
Yeah.
So it was just like, just so happened, I got to the point where it's like, boom, it fell into, it's like, boom, me. You know, we made it happen with the Chiefs and with Pat and God, all of us over here. So, you know, it's just like you said, when you live in the life, you know, you can't forget about all the things that you did to get to this point. You know, all those nights alone, all the time alone. You know, it's okay I tell my guys who are younger than me now, it's all right to be alone. You know, it's all right not to kick it every night. It's all right to tell the homies like, y'all, I'm chilling tonight.
Ain't got to be a Friday face.
Yeah, Friday ain't every day of the week.
You know, it's all right to kick it, man. Y'all go ahead. Y'all got it. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. I like to kick it, but I ain't trying to kick it every night.
Hey, listen, Frank, remember we did that long piece where we went looking for your mom and everything, with everything you done been through. Frank referenced in this conversation that you obviously came up, you know, some of the things that you dealt with were hard, coming up in South LA, living on Skid Row, dealing with homelessness, all that other stuff, the adversity you went through in Michigan and what have you. So how is your mom doing?
You know, Mom Duke, she's doing excellent. Panther, as I call her, you know.
Hear that.
That's my baby girl. She's doing excellent.
It's good to hear, brother.
I keep a tightrope on her. I got her here with me in Kansas, so.
Oh, really? Okay, so she came to Kansas too?
Yeah, I got her. Because she's been in Kansas with me since I've basically been in KC. You know what I mean? I can't keep my mom in LA. You know how LA is.
That's rough.
It's a trap, man. It's rough. It's rough for anybody, you know. Even for me, think about it. I was in the league, successful, millions of dollars, and somehow trouble found me if I didn't find it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's naturally, and you can look down the list of everybody who's been in LA, from LA, or made a stop there. They found some type of trouble or trouble they found them.
Yeah, paradise and trouble go hand in hand.
Right. Welcome to Hollywood, baby.
So your mom is doing well, you know, relative to what she's going through, staying clean and things like that?
She's solid.
Okay,
you know,
great.
You're gonna be able to catch up with her and link with her. I know you're gonna, you know.
Oh, yeah, you know.
do one of those, and you'll be able to holler at mommy, and you'll see her for yourself. So yeah, mommy doing excellent. You know, you'll be proud of her. She a soldier. She gonna have a TV show coming out soon. Mommy got her. She gonna have her own TV show.
That's what we
coming
talking
out.
about.
There's a lot
Let
of
the
NFL
world
moms
know.
that need to get together and spill the beans.
You need
know?
to.
Your mom, Eli Apple mom, OBJ's mom, Vontaze Burfict mom.
You gotta get Marshawn Lynch, mommy.
Marshawn Lynch, Mama Liz.
Get them all. Get them all.
Mommy Lynch still off the
and I
charts,
love
you know.
it.
Oh, Mommy Sherman too. You know.
Mama Sherman.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Hey, well, listen, Frank, we appreciate you coming in and talking to us, you know, and just, you know, being
appreciate
real
you
transparent
guys.
with everything that's going on. You always take care of me, you always take care of us, so we appreciate it.
Hey, man, have a hell of a season, brother. Keep grinding.
Good luck to you.
Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate y'all. Joe,
Yeah.
Morris, you know I'm an idol dog. Keep on going.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.